Hon Carmel Sepuloni.
Mr. Speaker, to the Minister for Social Development and Employment, does she agree with Opposition Leader Christopher Luxon, who said, quote, "I can tell you we're going to be straight with the New Zealand people, tell it as it is, the good, the bad and the ugly," end quote. If so, why has the weekly reporting of income support and hardship figures stopped?
The Honourable Louise Upston.
Mr. Speaker, of course, our government is committed to having 50,000 fewer people on the Jobseeker benefit by 2030. Monthly and quarterly data is a better decision-making tool to achieve this, and it's my intention to continue this reporting. I was advised that weekly reporting was originally produced in response to demand for more timely information as required during COVID. That period, of course, has now passed. Like many things, we are simply returning to the pre-COVID reporting. We want our department's resources to be focused on the analysis that we need to get more people into work, not on unnecessary reporting.
Mr. Speaker, was the weekly reporting cancelled at the request of the Ministry of Social Development or at the Minister's request?
Mr. Speaker, I had looked at the different reporting mechanisms. The weekly reporting is very volatile, and the more detailed analysis that's provided in the monthly and quarterly reports provides us the ability to do what we want to do, which is to support more people into work.
Mr. Speaker, would the Minister have cancelled weekly reporting had Jobseeker numbers been going down?
Mr. Speaker, as I said, weekly reporting was introduced during COVID. We're not during those times. The weekly reporting wasn't as accurate, very volatile. We want to make sure we're using data that is more meaningful in terms of making decisions to actually achieve our government's target to reduce the number of people on Jobseeker benefit by 50,000.
Mr. Speaker, has the weekly reporting been stopped because it shows that Jobseeker numbers have risen by over 22,000 since she took office, as unemployment continues to climb to record heights?
Mr. Speaker, no. Unfortunately, as the Minister of Finance said, the economic climate that we took over, with a recession that was deeper and longer, has meant that unemployment has continued to rise. Treasury has forecast that, including a year ago, where the numbers have not yet peaked. And for every single person that loses their job, I feel for them. Unfortunately, we are dealing with the circumstances we got from the last government.
Mr. Speaker, does the Minister acknowledge that unemployment figures or the numbers of people on benefit are now as high or higher than what they were during the height of the pandemic? And if so, why does she think that now is the time to stop regular weekly reporting?
Mr. Speaker, as I said, monthly reporting and quarterly reporting provides us the level of analysis that we need to take decisions that actually support us to ensure that we are able to do more to support job seekers into work. What I'm really proud to say is the last quarterly report showed us that despite this very challenging economic time, we had 16,100 people in this quarter exit Jobseeker benefit into work, 2,400 more than the same quarter a year ago. What we're doing is working, Mr. Speaker.